Welcome to Pardon the Interruption. I'm Morgan alongside Max and Mike, and today we will be discussing Nikola versus Embiid. Will the Broncos make the playoffs, and are the Chiefs going to run it back? So if you would like to start us off, Max, with Jokic or Embiid?
I believe Jokic deserved the MVP award this year. He averaged more rebounds and assists than Embiid. He makes everyone around him better. He made role players like Bruce Brown, Michael Porter Jr., Jeff Green, KCP. He made them all have great seasons, and we won a championship. So, I think Jokic deserved that MVP this year.
This is the most valuable player award, not the best offensive player award. And he is a better offensive player, but Embiid is the better all-around player. He is a truly better defender, as you can clearly see from his averages of his 2.8 blocks per game. That is truly sensational, and he also doesn't need to rely on playing soccer, kicking the ball in order to help stop defending, with Jokic having to kick the ball
But are those
45
IQ
times.
moves? Is that a time that he does that to reset his team and allow his team
No, it needs to reset.
build that defensive composure?
No, it's to reset himself because he isn't a good defender, and so he has to kick the ball in order to stop the play and force them to pass the ball inside because he doesn't know how to defend against a quick double move.
Or is he just playing to his strengths? Knowing what he's good at and causing the other team and forcing them to play into his strengths.
Well, that's one thing. Just defense is not one of his strengths.
Okay. I'm on Max's side with that one, and now we're going to move on to Broncos. Are they going to make the playoffs, or are they not going to make the playoffs? Would you like to start us off, Mike?
I personally believe that the Broncos will not make the playoffs this season, as this is going to be Sean Payton's first season at the Denver Broncos, so it will be taking the Broncos a little bit to understand Sean Payton's playbook as well as their offensive style of coaching. And two key players in Javonte Williams and Tim Patrick will have to be recovering from injuries, so I believe that will personally be hard for them at the start of the season. And with Williams especially coming back from a massive knee injury, although it is believed that he will be ready for training camp, I do not believe that he will truly be 100% until around midway through the season.
I think the Broncos will make the playoff run with Sean Payton, exactly opposite what you said. With Sean Payton being there, I think it's going to add a lot of structure to the locker room. He's a very talented coach. He has one Super Bowl under his belt. He's been around the league forever. And, just adding all that structure to the locker room. I also think key players are defense, like Justin Simmons and Patrick Surtain. I feel like they're going to get more into the game when we actually have a real shot of winning this year. And I also think that with our new signing of Samaje Perine, that even though Javonte Williams isn't fully healthy, I feel like he will be able to take over his role pretty well for the beginning of the season, and then they'll figure out who's going to be the starting running back towards the end. But yeah, I do think that role will be filled.
My only concern with Sean Payton is how will these players react to the structure that he is bringing, because they didn't have that last season. It was kind of a free-for-all. Are they going to like it, or are they going to push back on it and it just create a culture that's not good? How do you feel about that?
Well, we talked to a Bronco player yesterday, and he said that he actually enjoyed Sean Payton and the structure around it and him challenging them every day at training camp and finding ways to make us a better team. I feel like the structure is going to be helpful in the end. I don't know if the players will love it, but I feel like if they know that what Nathaniel Hackett did not work, so you got to try something new at this point.
And lastly, the Chiefs. Are they running it back? What do you think, Max?
I do believe that the Chiefs will run it back this year. They are so overpowered with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco. All those guys are just so powered on the offensive end. And on the defensive end, they're not great, but they don't really need to be with how strong they are on offense.
I have to disagree with you there. I think there are so many other great teams. For example, the Buffalo Bills, led by Josh Allen, the Cincinnati Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, the Eagles, led by Jalen Hurts, and my personal favorite, the San Francisco 49ers, led by the best head coach in the NFL, Kyle Shanahan. and I believe that he can make an offense work with any quarterback that he has. I mean, he led someone who is Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the NFL draft, to be looking like a possible Rookie of the Year candidate. Like, that is truly insane work, and they have an insanely strong defense. They have truly great weapons like Christian McCaffrey, one of the best all-around do-it-all backs in the NFL. Deebo Samuel, who literally is considered a wide back at this point. George Kittle, a top 5 tight end at the very least, and an amazing defense led by Nick Bosa. Like, that is truly a remarkable team as long as they can stay healthy, because that's the only reason why they lost to the Eagles, is because they had to go to their 4th-string quarterback.
I would say about that, I am worried about the Chiefs' defense. I mean, I think defense wins championships, and I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with all these new teams and these better teams now in the NFL. And with all that being said, thank you for watching on Pardon the Interruption. I'm Morgan alongside Max, and Mike.